Carnegie Arts Initiative is a nonprofit 501(c) founded last year to take the imagination and creativity of the arts and use some of that to help solve social, environmental, and economic problems and to help with the revitalization of Carnegie.
Carnegie Arts Initiative was started by Bob Portigo and myself, and the idea was to help the community somehow. So we thought if we had a nonprofit organization, we can get funding that we could develop these particular projects that would help the community and to get the people involved in the arts.
The mission statement is basically to use the arts to help solve economic, social, environmental problems and for the arts to become a catalyst for revitalization. It's been done in many other communities and going back to the Renaissance and the Middle Ages, and the arts always bring prosperity. The Sunflower in the City project began about a year ago. I work as a freelance writer for the Post-Gazette and did a story about a sunflower garden that Lori Green and Dennis Green planted at their home in Stowe Township. And it was just such a beautiful garden. It made people happy, and it was in an industrial area, and it was just a little slice of nature in a dense industrial area. So we were thinking of ways to help the environment in Carnegie, and Carnegie's had a lot of problems with stormwater runoff. And we came up with the concept of using sunflowers as a way to mitigate stormwater runoff, to absorb excess stormwater. They're very efficient at absorbing water, we found through our research. So we put in a grant with the Pennsylvania American Water Company. They generously gave us $6,000 to do this project. We put a rain barrel retention system in, and so far we've harvested about 1,400 gallons of water from the roof of the Carnegie Historical Society. And also as an aesthetic component, Harry Demmel, most people know him as Hawkeye from Coriopolis, came up with the concept of a movable mural that featured sunflowers behind the garden. We were thinking of doing a traditional mural, but Hawkeye came up with a totally new concept of a movable mural with 6 interlocking frames, and the artwork can be taken out and adjusted or moved. In fact, the entire mural can be moved if we need to. So it's a very interesting concept. People coming by reacted very positively to it. People on the streets look up and smile. It just changes people's attitudes, and it's just a great thing to see how an artist looks at things in a new way, new creative way. The history of sunflowers is very interesting. The research we did on them, we found that the Aztecs were the first people to domesticate sunflowers. Then the sunflower spread out all through North America through Native American trade routes, and they became a very important plant for Native Americans with their oil and the seeds. They became an important food source. And from North America, they spread all through the world. You can see sunflower gardens in France and Italy. They're the national flower of the Ukraine. Very important plant, and they grow quickly, and they just make people feel happy. You know, people see them, and they just change people's attitudes. And one of our inspirations was Van Gogh's series of sunflower paintings. So we saw how that's just inspired people over the years, and we decided to use sunflowers. It's not a traditional plant associated with rain gardens, but we found it's been very effective in absorbing stormwater runoff. And so far, they've absorbed about 1,400 gallons of stormwater runoff in our garden.
What I like about the mural is that it is interchangeable, so it'll always appear fresh. People have a tendency to take things for granted after a while and will just begin to walk past it. But when they see something new there, they'll once again stand in awe and say, wow, this is really neat, something new. And it'll just continually to kind of renew people's awareness about the arts.
Carnegie Arts Initiative is a very small group. We were founded last year. Phil Savato is our artistic director, and Crystal Sickle is helping us with organizational means to accomplish some of our goals. It's not often easy to organize artists, but she's been very helpful to organize our ideas and put them forward. Phil has his gallery established here in Carnegie that's offered many interesting programs in music, dance. We've had lectures by artists and various experts in organic and foods, and it's just been a tremendous asset for the community. And with Carnegie Arts Initiative, we hope to expand these programs into the community. I'd like to thank Carrie Mooring and Bridget Van Dorn from the Carnegie Shade Tree Commission. They helped with the children planting the sunflowers at the elementary school and the Boys and Girls Club. I'd like to also thank the Carnegie Historical Society for giving us permission to use the property next to their building.
I'd like to thank Marlene Pendelson for her efforts in bringing our urban forests back into shape again. We have about 25 or 30 trees coming in this fall, so we're going to replant. So we're all excited about that. So thanks to Marlene for that. She's been a real savior there.
The sunflower garden and the mural response in the community has been very positive. People walk by, they just smile. It seems to be changing attitudes toward the town, and it's great to see. People are coming from out of town too to take pictures. And there was a man, he studied art and architecture in Europe. He stopped by on Sunday, was taking pictures, and he said he'd never seen anything like that even in Europe. He was very impressed with the concept of the interlocking frames and how you could change it and bring new artwork in.
The response to the art has always been favorable. I've noticed that people are smiling. They're more enthusiastic about their community, and they're curious about what's going on and what's going to happen.
And it's almost becoming a tourist attraction. It's amazing to see the transformation in people's attitudes as they walk by. We used to be a vacant lot was strewn with trash and overgrown with weeds, has become something beautiful.
Joy, watching joy on a person's face, that in itself, I feel is success. We have a happy and joyful community. People involved, they feel proud of their community. They begin to feel proud of their local environment where they live. And I think that would be successful in any community. If we could do that throughout this country and throughout the world, it would be a much happier and much more pleasant world to live in.